Time is a fleeting resource, and because its passage is both inevitable and irreversible, one must set clear priorities to maintain momentum. Welcome everyone to the show. Today, me and Diana are going to talk about something really important that defines success both in real estate and in life, about timing. So, whether you're thinking about investing in Dubai real estate or you're making a big decision in life, timing is crucial. Right, Yana?
Absolutely, I agree with that. I think timing is crucial in any field of our lives, and especially in our profession, we feel it most. How key is the timing? Don't you think so?
I think it starts from you. First of all, how you behave in life with the timing, be disciplined within. How important is that? For me, yes, it's for as an agent, I have to be on time. I have to be always in online with clients. Whenever they call me or message me, I have to be there for them because with time it will actually uh, bring me the trust and trust in real estate. If you can gain it as an agent, it is really important. But I guess with timing for everyone in Dubai, it's a little bit problem. What you can tell about it?
Well, I think if you are, because I'm dealing with quite um, wealthy people, people who have enough assets, and for them, time is very valuable. So they don't, I think quite often they don't think of um, money as much as they think of time,
Mhm.
which is the most important part. Like for them, they make quick decisions. They know that if it's a good value for them, the decision making process is very quick. So I guess in that respect, you can see how time is different to different people. People who have less cash, yeah, they take time to decide.
Mm.
So I feel like quite often I correlate time with actually with how much money the person has as
Okay.
from buyer perspective.
So you're saying whenever a client comes to you, you usually look at them first, like you have your own structure in your mind, like how you put them on the shelf. So you have different, let's say, categories of clients. So
Yeah,
you
of
define
course.
them as different categories.
Of course, absolutely.
All right.
There's always category of everyone, of agents, of buyers, of investors, of end users, of course.
So you first of all ask what is your budget or what you do.
No, if I speak to my buyers, first of all, I'm asking, what is this plan? What is the plan for you for this investment? Is it actually an investment, or
Mm.
is it, do you want to live there? Those are the key questions I ask. And then based on this answer, I come up with ideas. Let's say if it's for an investment, I already understand if it's one bedroom, two bedroom, three bedrooms. So the person is knowledgeable. Investors are more knowledgeable than any agent because they invest their own money. So
Yeah,
they know way more than you do.
I have to be careful.
You have to be
And the
careful.
investors became much more careful and smarter in these 2 years, I guess, because in 2020 to 23, we were seeing like investors just putting their money everywhere possible just to save money here, right? But now it's totally different. They look at the quality, they see who delivers on time. So the timing
So
is
would you say you were
important.
tested by investors quite heavily?
I've been tested many times. I'm tested every day by investors, by situations, and I find timing so important because there's so much competition here
Yeah,
between
that's
agents.
true.
If you can just be 5 minutes later than another one, and you're just gonna lose the deal, right?
Yeah.
So timing is very important. But let's talk about more uh, about timing in real estate for investors because they're the ones who are investing their money, right?
Yeah.
So I find really important to enter in the right time, especially with off-plan properties. If you invest on the first stages, you can get the highest profits. And but if you're too late with selling your apartment, you can also give a big share of your profits just by waiting too long. Because if anyone will build some project near your project, and it will just take all the attention from your project, it's definitely going to affect on your pricing or demand. Do you agree on that?
Potentially, yeah, maybe. But you mentioned perfect timing, right?
Yeah.
But what does it mean, perfect timing? I personally don't believe there is a perfect time.
No, you.
What do you think?
I think for Dubai, always a perfect time to invest, to start. You shouldn't wait. I think now is the right time, or even yesterday was the right time to enter, because Dubai's market is booming. We don't have any non-stop situation. Always money is coming in, and everything supports to pricing go up. Because again, like the latest news that we have, like in Creek Harbor, we are expecting a new big mall, which is going to be like 3 times even bigger than Dubai Mall.
Yeah.
So government spends like $46 billion to build that in 3 years. Can you just imagine the massiveness of this? Of course, it's going to attract more tourists and more people to invest their money, especially now in Creek Harbor, which is just constructed for 25% only. We still have a lot of place to go. By the way,
Yeah.
you're a Creek Harbor specialist, right?
No, actually, I'm not.
No, you're not.
I'm a Shaba Heartland specialist, but
Shaba Heartland.
I have few units resale and actually Cove 2 project in Creek as well. So when you say about the Creek Tower, it definitely affects the interest, and it also, um, the units that are mainly very popular there from an investment perspective, it were the units that were facing Burj Khalifa and downtown. So you can see beautiful waterfront views, Burj Khalifa at the back. This is the perfect plan for investor to look at. This was the perfect units, the views. However, now with the Creek Tower, it kind of changes the idea of investment, because if another side would also be interesting for investors, it means that it's perfect for them as well. So if I'd say before I was only recommending units of Burj Khalifa, now I'd say the backside facing the Creek Tower can also be very attractive. So it's a
Right.
win-win for also end users who entered the market a few years ago as well. So
Right. Okay, let's see some correlations between being in perfect time in real estate and in life. How do you find it can be correlated?
to be honest, I just don't believe in the idea of perfect time.
Hmm.
I think in real estate and in life, it's the same as we're trying to catch the train that's always running, like that's always in progress. You can't catch it. There is never a perfect time. And I feel like you realize that it is the right moment only after the train stops. So then you have time to reflect. But before that moment, you never know. And I also think that people wait for this certainty, people wait for the moment when everything stops. And then the certainty doesn't exist in real estate, it's ongoing machine. So I feel like waiting um, allows you to feel safe, but waiting costs you a lot. That's what my impression is. So that's why I feel that perfect timing is just a trap,
Yes,
personally. What
can
do you
be.
think?
Well, what I love about property investment in Dubai that it gives a sense of independency. For example, autonomy in decisions or freedom of choice, and even financial sovereignty that it gives. It's and only I can perceive here, um, and I perceive it really well. Mm, But let's go back to the questions that we have
Sure.
uh, from people who usually actually ask what like buyers. A lot of buyers say, "I'm waiting for the right time to buy," and you already said there is no perfect time.
There is no perfect time at all, because sometimes we can look back at projects in off-plan stage, and let's say it's COVID times when the prices were so low, and we could say now, looking back, it was a perfect time, right?
Mm.
But at that time, it feels like so off because we have other bigger problems to think of. So there is no objectively perfect time.
Mm.
However, sometimes also we find some distress units, especially in secondary. That's what I focus on. And I know it's perfect time because I know the prices, but some people won't think this way. So, yeah, I think it's very psychological and I think it's, I'd say, more philosophical.
Mhm.
And the idea of it is very vague.
Generally speaking, there is no perfect time. You can enter any way time you want. But in my opinion, if you're not ready, times when really there is something which is on high demand, but like let's say you want something from to buy from Meros or MR, they don't do launches every day, right? Meros does it very rarely, and you gotta have your money here.
Mm,
You gotta have at least down payment here, you know? Because some
mm,
people they, oh yeah, I'm planning, but oh, I don't know. Like, okay, just send me when the launch will happen. I will take a look on floor plans, payment plan, and then I will decide. But it's not gonna work with governmental developers.
mm.
So I think in that sense, timing is important. So you gotta be prepared as an investor to enter the project, you know. Otherwise, everybody else will just buy all the units.
Yeah, I think sometimes um, buyers don't understand how urgent and how quick they should make a decision. And the the most, I think, successful investments are the investments that are made quickly because of limited stock. Like
Mm.
if we're talking about certain projects that are gone in seconds, those are the projects where you have to be prepared. You have to know when the launch is, how many units are there, and if it's limited, the chances you're getting it is super low. So you have to act quick for sure.
You're right, right. So why do people psychologically feel safer delaying this decision? What do you think?
I think there are many factors, to be honest, but the key ones is a fear of regret. Like we always think in a way, what if I buy, what if I buy and tomorrow the price will go down? What if I buy and tomorrow we have one more COVID? What if?
Mm.
Whenever I think and say, oh my God, if I buy now, tomorrow it's going to cost this much. We don't think this way. I feel like it's more of we're biologically wired to think this way. What do you think?
Well, I think whether you're, doing an investment or making a big decision in life, you can uh, either have a growth or regret, or have an opportunity or miss chance. So it has two sides, and you gotta decide, man. At some point, you gotta just fix your brain and wire it somehow. Otherwise, here and there is not gonna work out. I believe to buy real estate needs confident investors,
For sure, yeah. That's gonna
not the
make
ones
our
that.
lives so much easier,
Yeah,
right?
because if you're the guy who just calls me and says, I'm just looking at this market, that market in my country and Dubai. No, you got to be sure you want Dubai real estate. You got to uh, get into it, learn about market, about trends, about regulations, and then start getting prepared with the money,
Yeah.
you know?
You have to have your cash prepared for sure before
Yeah.
you stepping into something.
And if you're getting into that, don't forget about emotional part. I don't think you should be emotional at all
For
doing
sure.
investment here. I think they can really cause you some problems if you are the guy that sells when everybody sells, or you buy when there's a hype. You know,
Mm.
no. You should know really the market, and you should know really how to behave yourself. Be disciplined.
Or you have to have an agent who you fully trust, so then you don't have to emotionally feel this, um, have this uncomfortable
Yeah.
feeling of what you're investing in, if it's right or wrong. You have to have an agent who you fully trust, who is a specialist, who would just navigate you and lead you in the right direction. And I feel like quite often this fear of the regret that I mentioned, it's actually it's actually good in the way that it protects you. We feel more safe we feel more protected in our comfort zone. However, what we're talking about is when you feel super safe, you just lose good deals.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling that quite often it can also be commitment issues. I have a feeling that the moment you have to, you know, send EOI and move on, the client is like, whoa, okay,
Mm.
let me ghost you for like a week. Why do they do that? What do you think?
I don't think the agents gained a lot of trust at that point. So what I do usually, I just make friendship with the client. First of all, I try to find some, um, like some interests that connects
Mm,
us. That's the best because if you're, let's say, running together every Saturday morning, sharing private things about your own private life, that's connection, man. That really can work. And later, this guy, of course, is gonna buy from you. He's gonna trust you, and that works really well. So now I look uh, differently than I used to. Back in the days, I was thinking, okay, I need to bring the value. The most important thing is the value that I'm putting on the table, the numbers,
mhm.
calculations. That's the
Yeah.
important part. No, I think that's like the second, third, or fourth part, even, because first is trust. Trust. Because then, again, if you trust someone, you listen to someone, you respect their opinion. And you got to work on that for a while first. I heard many times like, okay, the agents were have been asked like, how did you close this deal? Well, I wasn't talking about deal at all first 2 3 meetings at all, you know.
Okay.
And then they said like, after that, when client asks you about the options, and then he really listens, then he will actually purchase something. That's what I think. But tell me, Uh, is there a difference how wealthy buyers think about timing or not that wealthy? Let's say we don't have not at all wealthy, but we have, let's say, people who come here for luxury,
Yeah.
and there are people who have some money saved and they want to buy some investment opportunity, just to rent out.
Yeah, of course.
So, what do you think? Is there a difference about their understanding of timing?
The understanding of who of wealthy people,
Well,
or
how wealthy people uh, understand the right timing, and how these guys who just save the small money and want to invest, how they understand the right timing.
I definitely think that wealthy buyers value their time more, um, because they know that money is recoverable, but the time is not. So
Yes.
for them, it's their priority to spend their time in the right way. So they act faster. That's the reason why they act faster as well. Um, they don't sit and analyze for months thinking. No, they just, the right opportunity comes, they take it.
Yes.
And I think for that exact reason, because
They.
they value the time so much, they don't want to spend it over, you know, days and hours overthinking, making decisions, because they
Mm,
know that the quickest decisions, the fastest decisions are actually the most profitable ones if they are waiting for that specific opportunity.
right.
What
Right.
do you think? What about your experience with wealthy buyers?
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. They mm, they appreciate their time. They're very careful with the time they spend with someone, the knowledge they share with someone. I I can just bring you just the exact example with the guy was just, whenever I was just asking something to do or go somewhere, to do something together, this guy was ready. Like after a second, he was giving me an approval after a second. But uh, once he shared with me uh, you know, uh, his life experience, he says, I'm actually a procrastinator. I said, what? You never think long before you do something? What do you mean, like procrastinate? Yeah, he says,
So
really,
he's
I'm
quite
I'm a
proud of that.
procrastinator. Like, I'm thinking too much before I do something. Uh, on which I said maybe you're lazy. It was
Yeah.
funny. Laziness and procrastination, they come to close to each other. But uh, this guy wasn't. He wasn't seemed like he was procrastinator. No, I wouldn't say so. Mm,
I think he probably meant he's more of a lazy person. And that makes sense. Like most
mm,
entrepreneurs are lazy. They are because they want other people to work for them. They don't want to work as much
mm,
manually. They would like to have labor. They can
yeah,
have brain, but they would like to have labor to work for them and create their own, make their dreams come true. Isn't
right.
that about being lazy?
Yes, yes,
I think it kind of
that's
is,
right.
right?
That's right. Actually, there's a saying that in big companies, the hardest tasks usually they give to lazy people. You know why?
Because they find a way to put other people on the right
No, no,
position
no,
to
no,
make
no,
it work.
no, no. Because they
Why?
find always some ways, some
Mm.
creative ways to
Shortcuts.
do. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So if you give a task to an intelligent guy who's disciplined, who's gonna go through analytics, numbers, calculations,
Mm.
But this guy will think, okay, maybe I should, find some uh, portal where I have all of the data, and I will just, just combine all of that and
Of
come up
course.
with the decision right away. So yeah, they usually give to lazy people. It's not.
Hence, that's why our investors are lazy, right?
Mm,
They
yeah,
can sit down for hours just like us, trying to find the best options, looking at transactions, but they don't. They have us to do that. That's the reason
yeah,
why we exist, because we create shortcuts for them. So they actually use our research and they make money. So I'd say it's very correlated to that as well, because essentially our purpose, we're not opening, we're not discovering America. We are looking at something that already exists
mm,
and navigating and providing the best service for the investors. So essentially, what do? We do all the research, we look at numbers, we look at transactions, we're specialists in our areas. So then someone else can come and quickly make a decision because they trust us, they know us, and they know that they're making the right choice.
right, right. But when it comes down to final decision, I there are some struggles, the challenges. These investors sometimes they just stop at that point. Why? And you're the one who will tell him about the right timing. This is the right option, the right timing, right? So why do you think they have this struggle? What's happening at that point?
I just need exact like situations so I can tell you what I would do in this case or what I think the struggle is.
I found that they struggle just because they're not the ones who making decisions sometimes, you know?
Okay, that can be the case quite often. Like
Yeah,
they have a family or like a wife or brother who are decision makers.
yeah, or they planned, again, from the first moment, they planned somewhere, somewhen, I will invest. I'm just doing a window shopping
Mm,
here, and when it comes down to final decision moment, they come up with this excuse like, this is not the right moment, or I can wait, or, like, I wasn't really, I wasn't in a rush. Again, well, this is a question about psychology,
yeah.
yes?
I think you didn't catch them with specific project that he'd be so inspired by that he would.
Mm,
I think the same person can find the cash. Literally, he put the cash on his shelf right away if you find something super inspiring for him.
mm,
But if it's just okay, we are in Dubai. There are thousands of fantastic, phenomenal projects, and to find something that's on fire, every project is on fire. Let's be honest. We can't find anything like what we can find in Dubai, in Europe, in Asia. Nowhere. We have projects that are doing something fantastic. Like it comes from another world, like having, I don't know, alpacas or whatever inside the buildings, or
mm.
lots of. We have few
Or
projects like
robots
that, like
inside your apartment.
rabbits. Yeah, like
No,
things
robots,
like
robots.
this. Robots. Why
Yes.
not? But it's phenomenal, and that's why out of these projects, you need to find something so exclusive for your buyer that it's going to catch him. It's quite a big job. You have to understand his psychology. You have to understand what are his like weakest points that he's into. And once he sees it, once he just gets so inspired in the moment, he'll buy it straight away. It's just a matter of finding those, I think, missing points.
Mm.
So then probably they will make a choice, make a quick decision.
Okay, we know that Dubai is striving to become the best city in the world,
Yeah.
right? And it has the most records, Guinness records in the world. Uh, and we also see that it's growing to different directions, to the south, to the north. Right now, we have the other Emirates growing at the moment.
Yeah.
So, speaking about timing, what do you think the new communities, new areas in Dubai and other Emirates, how long do you think it will take to these areas have at least the same level as Dubai premium locations, let's say?
When you say about areas, are we talking about, like, let's say Ras Al Khaimah or Abu Dhabi, or we're
Okay,
talking about inside
let's
Dubai, the
first talk
developing
about
areas?
developing areas in Dubai
Okay.
first. Let's talk about Dubai South. Let's talk about Palm Jebel Ali or Dubai Islands.
Okay, this is a bit of a, I think it's a long story. It's
It's a long
gonna,
story. You just
yeah,
can shortcut it with just saying like, how long do you think it will take to these areas become like popular?
popular. To be honest, there are so many locations in Dubai that I believe in.
All right.
Um, but I'd say if the area is just starting to develop, for example, Dubai South, or even let's speak about not even Dubai South, GVT. Let's say that it's for
Mm-hmm.
now it's lots of villa community, it's lots of townhouses, but within the next 2 years, I think this area would be transformed completely. There are new residential buildings coming up, so there will be more community there, and it's going to become more popular. I typically think 2 years
Mm-hmm.
for certain areas, it's enough to start proving itself in Dubai, because Dubai, the timeline is very quick here. If we were talking about timeline in Europe, it might be hundreds of years. Here, I think it's maybe 2, 3 years. Like even let's say we're talking about Maidan area, that's area where I specialize, Shaba Heartland. I think within the next year, once we'll see the lagoons, well, we'll see lots of greenery, this area will be so transformed. Like you can't even imagine how it's going to look like. But in a year or two, it's going to be completely different. So it's hard to say if we're talking about visually or if we're talking about financially. Like I think it's different aspects of development, but I'd say generally, let's say if we're talking about Jebel Ali or Dubai South, it's going to be a longer story for sure, because there's lots of space to be developed,
Yeah.
but
We're not saying numbers.
hmm?
We're not saying numbers
Not
today.
saying numbers.
Okay. It can be 5 year. It can be 10 year, right?
Yeah, the less developed areas right now, the longer it's going to take. So the closer to downtown, I'm just thinking rationally,
Mm-hmm.
if we have metro station coming up in the next 5 years, it will transform the area quite a lot. If we have, malls coming up, it's going to transform area once again. But if the area right now is completely empty, it means that it's going to appreciate way stronger, because now it's a good entering point. But same time, it's going to be taking way longer to get to the same level. So it really depends from area to area, and yeah, I think it's very uncertain right now, and it's just a matter of specific location. What do you think?
Well, I think first of all, um,
Because you are mainly in off plan, and because I'm on secondary, right? And
yeah,
you know better from perspective
it's
of.
hard to say because we see nowadays that not only uh, not only the timing changes, like how they build, but how the quality not only the quality changes how they build, but also the speed. The speed is growing also, so it can be this year they will make 10 buildings new. next year or 3 year they can make like 50 buildings at the same time,
Yeah.
because let's don't forget that AI is growing nowadays. New technologies are coming. 3D printing I've heard that they were saying like in new communities they must be put it for 25% at least. So the new communities must cover at least 25% houses of built it by 3D printing. Okay, so if that's the truth, very soon we're gonna have communities being built very fast, like speed
In
of
one
light,
day.
speed of light. I don't know, like
In 5 hours, we have a
instantly it's
building.
there, just like
Mm.
by a wish. So if that happened, and it's definitely gonna happen, first of all in such a place like Dubai, because this is trying to be the best and the first. In that case, I think even it can everything can change in 5 years. So we can have all these communities ready even like in 5 years or 10 years,
I
all of them.
don't think 3D printing would be used to that extent to build communities. I think it's possible to build a house, like a modular house of one floor,
But in
but
America, they
two.
do. They already do. They build communities, big houses. Here, we don't have that technology because I've been exploring this topic for a while, actually.
I think we're in Dubai, Habibi. We have lots of gold. We have diamonds. We don't need 3D printing.
3D
We
printing.
love, expensive things. 3D printing. Come on, we can,
Yeah,
we can.
again, it's just a new technology, but maybe later they will make
Who knows?
3D printed houses with gold. I don't know.
That would be amazing. I would love to sell
Brilliant.
these.
Yeah, you don't know that. Maybe in future it will be different.
Yeah.
It's just starting. But new technologies will increase speed of construction. That's for sure. So the timing will also change. That's why it's hard to, um, like forecast something.
Yeah, it's hard to predict.
It's hard.
But what do you think are the downsides of waiting? What are the real costs for waiting?
Again, you're losing opportunities. So many times happened to me. Like I, as an agent, knew for sure, like this is it. Really, like, man, just take it. Just trust me. But this guy was just like, oh, okay, I don't know. I need to talk to my wife, or I don't know, like, and you're trying to just really bring up all the facts that will show how he will increase his profit in time. How exponentially it will grow. But some people just they are too rational, I guess. Sometimes they
Yeah.
just need to take a leap of faith that need it, but they don't. So many times happened to me. So I think that's one of the downsides of.
Yeah, I think I agree. I completely agree with you that this human factor
Mm,
of self-protection actually is not playing not playing well here. So I think in Dubai prices now the price is, let's say, 2 million. Tomorrow the price is 2.3. The prices move quickly, and sometimes it's a matter of hours. And of course, we don't have to forget about inflation. That also is something. And rental income as well. Sometimes Dubai is very seasonal. So if now you have a good tenant, it doesn't mean that in 7 months you'll have the same tenant because it's summer. So it also plays quite an important role. Um, I'd also say sometimes we have distressed units that are coming for reduced price, and that's when you have to act very quickly. And same time, there are also clients who just like losing their time. They just like to lose their perfect dream time in a new home, and instead they search for this perfect home for years and never get anywhere. That's my honest opinion.
yeah, and like we said, there's no perfect timing. You just gotta go for it sometimes. If you have a good opportunity, like I can just bring you the example that happened to me exactly. Like the, just imagine the OP price was 3.8 million.
Okay.
Okay, market price is okay. He bought for more expensive than should have been, but the market price was 3.5, and the guy who bought for 3.8, he was selling for 2.7. So it was less than market price for 800,000.
That's a lot.
And I just started like messaging all of the investors I
Mm-hmm.
know. And this one Arab guy, he was just like, okay, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
interested. Yeah, I'm interested. And I said, okay, you know what to do. We need a check. We need to show the deposit. We need to sign a contract. Let's do it because it's one of a kind, man. Like, what to think about?
Mm.
But he was like, yeah, yeah, in the evening, I will just write a check, send you. And it took him to do it for like 24 hours. And like 5 or 10 minutes before I was ready to send the check, they told me that it was sold. So, and yeah,
Yeah, the
I
timing
just
was
lost
not
it
off.
because he was
Was off.
too confident that it will stay, like, or it's not like what you think here about it's minus then market price for 700 800,000.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. I don't know, like, it just
And then
blows my mind.
those buyers, they say to you, "Oh my God, I wish I bought it 6 months ago. I wish I bought it that night." But never, no one says, that I will buy now and tomorrow the price will go up. For some reason, it's just a human factor that just ruins it for us and for the
Yeah,
buyers.
exactly. And that was the perfect timing, by the way. That was the perfect timing for acting.
So what would you say is the perfect advice for those type of buyers?
You got to be ready anytime. Like, if you're a investor who is looking for distressed deals, you got to be ready at any second that a agent will call you, message you, telling that here it is, this is the right moment, and you got to act.
Yeah.
That's what man, like, if you're not that mindset guy who says I'm looking for distress, then you're not that guy, okay? That's easy. Like, simple as that.
Yeah. I also I would add to that is that waiting is the biggest luxury in real estate. That's gonna cost you millions.
Exactly. Yeah. There anything you would like to add on this podcast more? Anything you would like to discuss?
Um, I accept ideas from you. What are you thinking?
Well, I just can make a conclusion and summarize all of this podcast. First of all, thank you
Thank you.
for uh, this conversation. I really enjoyed it.
Thank
I
you,
think we
Smisha.
touched all of the topics, and I
We
really,
definitely did.
we definitely can continue
Thank you.
with other topics next times. So, yeah, everyone who was watching, please stay in tune.
Thank you for that.
Right.